Silas Ramsbottom.
Bottom.
So, after the success of the first Despicable Me movie, Illumination did not waste any time. Development on the sequel kicked off right after the original hit theaters in 2010, with the same directors, writers, and most of the cast returning. Like the first film, it went through plenty of changes, deleted ideas, and wild concept explorations before we got the version we have today. So sit down, subscribe, and enjoy as we briefly go over the original Despicable Me 2. The big bad El Macho went through major changes. However, these changes don't relate to his design, but his voice. Originally, Javier Bardem was in early talks to voice him. However, it wouldn't be long until Al Pacino was approached instead. He was fully cast in the part and went on to record his dialogue, and the character was even animated in his voice. But close to the film's release, about 2 months, Al Pacino dropped out of the project, and as a result, all his voice lines needed to be re-recorded, this time by Benjamin Bratt, who had to match Pacino's voice lines.
Somebody's going to die tonight.
Since Pacino was on the project for a while, he had a complete recording before he dropped out, to the point where he's even promoted as voicing the character in old trailers. Meaning, there was a version of the film where El Macho was voiced by Pacino. Most of these original voice lines have never been released. However, over time, little bits and pieces of Pacino's performance hit the web, such as this clip that was found on an animation demo by Patrick Bouchault.
I have you now!
Overall, it does seem like Pacino went for a much higher pitch voice than Benjamin did in the final film, and I think maybe you can argue that the voice does not really fit the character. I mean, considering that Pacino left the project due to creative differences regarding the character, I can't imagine that the voice was a major part of that.
So, Ajui?
Lucy Wilde, as far as I can tell, did not change dramatically over the course of the film. The most significant change was her design. Artists tested various hairstyles for her, and in one concept, she takes on a very different look entirely, now having pitch black hair and slightly darker skin. The concepts also show her with a dog as well, which was cut during early production. The most interesting aspect of her character during this stage was her relationship with Gru. In the final film, at least to me, I felt that the romantic development between Gru and Lucy was hardly explored. Sure, their dynamic is cute, but I felt like it needed a bit more breathing room for me to fully buy it. According to concept art, however, the exploration of their dynamic was a bit more deep, with both characters really showcasing their fundamental differences. Lucy is smiling and excited, traveling with Gru, who seems annoyed to be there. Another concept shows the two in a thunderstorm, Gru smiling blissfully as Lucy looks very upset. So perhaps early on, there would have been more exploration regarding the differences between the two. Although their natures are fundamentally different, at one point they do reach some kind of common ground and come to love each other despite how different they are. There's also another storyboard which shows an alternate take on how Lucy met the girls. Here Lucy comes to pick up Gru for their job, and here she meets the 3 girls. From here they discover who Lucy is, but also the fact that Gru works at a cupcake store, leading directly to the mall scene. In the final film, this sequence is different, as the girls meet Lucy at the mall rather than at Gru's home. In the final film, when Gru is looking for the formula, he visits the Ego Hair Club, run by Floyd Ego-san. They do believe that the formula is being hidden within the store, but as Gru is about to investigate, he leaves. Later, the AVL supposedly finds the serum in the shop, which was surprising, as it meant there really was a secret compartment within the store. According to some concept art for this location, seemingly beneath the business is a large laboratory or salon where multiple workers go about their jobs. We can assume then that this machine can give bald people hair. These concepts are interesting, as they do imply that Floyd is either extremely rich or he was intended to be a past villain that became reformed, using his skills to run a salon, just like how Gru was attempting to turn his lair into a jam-making factory. According to a storyboard, seemingly Gru investigates this store because the AVL detect abnormal signals coming from the store, which is likely because of this giant underground lair. Finally, during the film's early development, did you know that the Minions were meant to have superpowers akin to Marvel or DC superheroes? It's unclear why this superpower idea was not used in the film, but in the end, they decided to make them purple monsters instead. However, the idea of superpowers later came back in Despicable Me 4. So based on what you've seen, are there aspects of this original Despicable Me 2 that you prefer? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe if you're new.